to communicate, to tell your partners, but you are forgetting to use you're forgetting the past. Yeah. You are saying the ideas, most of you, but you forget that you have to transform the verbs into past. Yes. And that is important because when you are talking about a past experience, so your listeners or the person or the people who are listening to you really understand that the situation happened in the past, you need to, yes or yes, use the verbs in past. That's the key part when speaking about past experiences. Okay. So, guys, before we continue, and because this is something that you have to practice mandatorily, yeah, I am going to share with you here through the chat, but let me see if I can. Well, I'm going to send you a link, okay? The link has a document with a list of verbs, basic verbs in past. I want you to take a look at the list in these days that we are not going to have class and start like filling it out with what you know. Llénenla con lo que saben, los verbos que se acuerdan. Primero, ese va a ser como su quiz, yes, your self-assessment. Then you say, okay, maybe I just know 5 verbs, yes? So you print the list, la pueden imprimir o la editan, la descargan as you want, and you start practicing with the verbs, guys, daily. That has to be something that you do daily, yes? So every day you practice 2 or 3 verbs because for, esperen debajo esto que suena muy duro. Okay, because for practicing and for getting familiar with the verbs and using them at the level that you have to know the verbs in past by heart, from memory. Okay, so guys, around the end of the class or in a couple of minutes where I found the link, I will send you the link with the PDF. And if maybe you already know that those words, I'm going to send you a second link for you to practice. But yes or yes, this has to be an obligation, guys. You have to learn the verbs in past. Okay, that's something that has to be done. So take these days to start practicing. I will also share with you a couple of links where you can practice the verbs, create flashcards, creen tarjeticas, that works, yes, for you to study every day. Guys, before we continue with the class, I already let's say, filled the attendance list, but I just want to check that I have the correct people. Solo quiero ver que sí marque ausencia a los que no están. So, I'm going to say names of the people who are not here. Va a decir los nombres de los que yo marqué no están acá. Si digo sus nombres, por favor díganme para quitarle la ausencia, porque pues lo marqué así para no demorarme llamándolos. So, Ana Geraldine Alfonso, Juliana Espinosa Sarmiento, Juan Nicolás Fernández, Freddy, ah, espera, eso. John Freddy Ibáñez, Paula Andrea Ochoa, Juliana Reyes, David Sana. ¿Alguno de los que están acá los llamé en esta que acabo de decir o a ninguno lo llamé? ¿No? Entonces estamos bien. We are correct. Guys, let's
Sí,
get...
es que yo llegué tarde hoy, la verdad, ya había llamado listo. Y tengo problemas con la señal, entonces por eso mantengo la cámara apagada, porque si la enciendo, la señal comienza ahí a hablarse como robot. Pero
Ok,
pues,
ok, ok.
por los teclados.
Vale,
Profe, los
Alejandro.
que llamaste son los que faltaban.
Los que no están, exacto, los ausentes, de absence. No, si no te llamé, Carolina, si no te llamé es porque no estás marcada con ausencia, ¿ok? Ok, Alejandro, I didn't mark your absence. Sin embargo, voy a hacer una acotación chiquita en español para esto. Recuerden que la idea es que tomen la clase en un entorno donde les sea fácil interactuar, tengan buena conexión. No era obligatorio que tuvieran buena conexión en casa. Si ustedes dicen, profe, la verdad mi internet en casa no es muy bueno o yo no tengo computador, recuerden que ustedes pueden asistir a las instalaciones del Colombo, ustedes son estudiantes y pueden tomar la clase en los computadores que hay en el Colombo, ¿sí? Tienen acceso a todo, tienen internet, tienen diadema, tienen todo. Entonces, si de pronto ustedes dicen, no tengo el espacio, no tengo esto, no hay ningún problema. Pueden ir a la sede Niza, a la sede de calle 100, no estoy seguro, pero bueno, Niza y centro, ¿ok? Con eso de pronto si están teniendo problemas, pues la idea es que lo tomen en un lugar donde puedan de verdad aprovechar todas las 2 horas tiempo de clase. Okay? Guys, continue. As I was mentioning to you, we need to remember the simple past. Yes, we need to practice it. First thing, you already have a homework, a task for you to practice the simple past in your house this weekend. But it's also important you what? You you remember, yes, and you start activating how we create the simple past and how is the simple past different to the present perfect. Okay? So guys, I am going to share with you the screen and we are going to start analyzing together. So I have two sentences. The sentences are correct. There is not any mistake in any of the sentences. But I want you to find the difference between the two sentences that I have. Okay? So Mariana, can you help me read the first sentence, please?
Sure. I
Thank
worked as a bartender last year.
you. Okay, thank you so much. Now let's read the second question. Natalia, can you help me read the second question? Natalia Cantor.
I have worked as a bartender for 1 year.
Great. So, guys, remember to raise your hand so we can do it organizedly. But what is the difference between the sentence number one and the sentence number two? What there are several differences. Can you tell me differences between those?
Que algo es.
Sorry, remember to raise the hand. Yes, Sophia.
Sorry.
The time, maybe.
The time. Please be more specific.
Because the first sentence say about time, past time, and the second sentence is the duration for the activity.
Perfect. Actually, you are saying the whole differentiation. So, number one, yes. In the first, guys, please close the microphones. Okay. So, in the first one, we have the activity that started and finished in the past. That's it. Finished. Completely finished. So we can say, or can we say, let me see, Simone, that the first sentence is in simple past or in present perfect?
I think the simple past.
Yes, simple past. Simple. Remember you pronounce simple.
Simple.
Yes, yes, yes. So the first one is simple past, and as you can see, this is one situation that happened and finished in the past. It's in the past. Yes. The second, as we saw in the previous class, is present perfect. The main differentiation is that the second, it says the duration, as Sophia said, and second, maybe it shows us transition up to the present. The situation is connected to the present somehow. Maybe because the situation continues happening, yes, or maybe because the situation finished in the past, but I have some consequences in the present. Perhaps the experience, perhaps the guys, close the microphones, please, because you know that we can listen to the sounds of the class. The sentence is connected to the past, maybe continues happening now, or maybe it finished, but with this, I emphasize that I have experience now. Yes, that is, it was not just something that I did and I forgot, but something that remains until the present in terms of experience. So there is a connection, yes or yes. All right. So guys, that's the main differentiation we can see in terms of using simple past or present perfect. Yes, there is a connection, and with simple past, the connection is not so evident. In the first one, I just did it, and that's it. In the second one, maybe continues happening, or I have the experience now. Christian.
Teacher, I have a question. In the second sentence,
Mhm.
I can say I have been or just I have worked.
Yes,
So,
but with been, you have to change the verb. For example, you would say, I have been working, yes? Because that it will be present perfect continuous.
yes,
And
I
with
know.
present, yes, and with present perfect continuous, the good thing is that with this one, the situation continues in the present. If you use present perfect continuous, the situation, yes or yes, is still happening now. Okay?
Okay.
So I've been working. Continues happening now. Yeah? If you use that form, but it's valid. Okay? But if you want to say that the situation finished and you have the experience now, present perfect continuous wouldn't work so much. It would be more accurate the simple form, the present perfect simple.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Just remember, Christian, that if you use been and then you are going to say an action, the action has to have ing. That's the only thing.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, Angie.
Teacher, the second sentence, what time is?
The second sentence is present perfect, the one that we saw yesterday. Present perfect. The second question. The second sentence, sorry. No question.
Present perfect
Yes. Yes.
is
Present.
not past.
No. So let's see the difference in structure. Vamos a ver rápido las diferencias en estructura para saber cuándo es pasado simple y cuándo es perfecto. So, when you use simple past, in affirmative, you have the subject and the verb in past. That's it. No more. If you do, or if you're going to say something negative, you have the subject and the negation or the auxiliary to negate. Yes, I didn't work. Yeah. So these two are the indicators that is past. The verb in past or the auxiliary did in negative, didn't. Yes, or did for question. When I want to see if a sentence or if an idea that a person is saying it's in present perfect, or if I want to identify that the person is emphasizing on a experience, yes, I'm going to use this. The subject, you always need most of the time you are going to need a subject. The auxiliary have for I, or the auxiliary has when it's for she, he, or it. Okay, I have or she has or they have, and the verb in past participle. Yes, past participle is the third form of the past. Yes, el pasado participle es la tercera forma del pasado. And this is the form of the verb that you use in present perfect. So, Angie, you know it's present perfect if it has the subject, have or has, depending on what the subject is, and the verb in past participle. It has to have the three of them. But if the sentence is subject and verb in past, it's simple past, plain like that. Did you?
Teacher,
Yeah.
past perfect is with had.
Yeah. Yes, Angie, that is another tense, but yes. Past perfect is with had. Have, it's only for present perfect. Okay. Guys, any other question maybe? Because we need to practice, the importance of this and understanding this is to practice. So these little explanations. And of course, as you can see, I put something here and our time expressions. These are the common time expressions that you are going to use with simple past. Okay? Yesterday, last week, last year, last month, 3 days ago, 2 hours ago, 1 month ago. And these expressions are more commonly used for a present perfect. So as you may remember, yesterday we saw just, recently, yet, already. Yes, we have for. Yes, the others we are going to see it throughout the days. Las otras las vamos a ir viendo. Yeah, since, for, so far, how long. But the main ones, already, yet, just, recent. Okay. So guys, questions before we go to practice. A lot, lots of practice.
Yes, teacher, is possible mix the times
What
sometimes?
do you mean, Sandra?
For example, in a paragraph, use the past simple, and in another sentence, use present perfect. I don't know.
Yes, Sandra. Actually, it has to be like that because you can, well, present perfect is not a tense that you repeat too much. Yes. Past simple, you tend to repeat it more. But let's imagine that I want to tell you about a close experience that I had with a customer in a hotel because I was the manager. Yes. And I'm going to start like this and I'm going to show you how to mix them. Well, guys, I remember that once, 2 years ago, I worked in a hotel as a manager. Mm, I have had many jobs in hotels, but this one was special because I was able to see firsthand how to organize and how to run a hotel. However, I had a couple of problems with some customers because you have to be very organized and know the process of that. Sandra, I continue speaking. If you can see, I mainly used past and I included present perfect just to tell you a little bit that I have had experiences in other hotels. But then I stayed with simple past to tell you all the situations. Why mainly past? Because I'm telling you a story, yes, something, an anecdote that happened. So I mainly use past and I introduce in some moments present perfect if I want to talk about an experience that I have had until the moment, or maybe a situation that have happened until now. Yes, it would depend in that case. Alrighty?
Thank you, teacher.
Okay, my pleasure. So guys, no more questions? However, if you do the activity and you have more questions, don't worry, you are free to ask any questions, any question that you have. So guys, we are going to, well, this is like a chart. You can take a screenshot, yes, like a little summary of the differentiation between present perfect and simple past. But remember, simple past, isolated actions. Acciones que pasaron y finalizaron, that's it. Present perfect, I want to show more connection between the past and the present. So, in order to do the first piece of practice, guys, we are going to complete sentences. We are going to start with sentence completion because first I want you to identify grammar and differentiation between them. Yes? In this activity, you are going to have two sentences. Okay? One sentence has to be with present perfect and another sentence has to be with simple past. All right, those are going to be like the two things. You have to identify and decide which sentence is more likely to be with simple past and which sentence is more likely to be with present perfect. Okay, this little thing, because I don't want you to get confused, is the contraction of have. Okay, so I can say I have, or I can say I've, like this. Alrighty? So those are like the two options you can use. So if you see the apostrophe and VE, yeah, la apostrophe la VE, it's because it's the contraction to I have. That means the auxiliary of the present perfect. Okay? Guys, you're going to do this activity individually. First thing first, because I know that some of you maybe can't share the screen in breakout rooms. So you're going to complete this activity here individually, analyzing, yes? Then when you finish, please tell me in the chat, teacher, I finished. Yes, I finished in past, of course. So we can discuss, or maybe I can answer your questions or whatever we need, okay? That's it, guys. You can start the activity individually. You finish, and when you finish, you tell me that you finish, and we start revising and checking questions you may have. Questions, guys, you may have before starting? You may go. Please let me know when you finish.
Teacher, excuse me. How do you change
Yeah.
of the other exercise?
You just click on the arrow below. Give me a second and share screen. Wait. Ay, ¿qué hice el cosito? Okay, here. Let me share screen and I show you super fast. Espérate. So, let's imagine that you answered the first question. Yes, for example, I did this. Yes, and I put this one. Like this. Yeah. And I click submit answers.
Okay,
Shows
thank
incorrect. Immediately take you to the second. Yes, you
you.
have to click on submit. I forgot to tell you that. Mhm.
Teacher, I can select answer.
Cristian, you have to drag. Tienes que arrastrarlas al espacio. You have to drag the
Okay.
answers. Mhm. Yes, Angela.
Teacher, can you see my answers?
No, these answers are just for you. The idea is that for the ones that are incorrect, in the moment where we all share the answers, you tell me your questions. But no, this activity is just for you. I don't see the answers. Okay? The idea
Okay,
is that maybe you keep in mind the ones that you had incorrect and the ones that were incorrect. Correct, sorry. Okay. Guys, 2 minutes to finish. Or 3, depending. One minute, everyone. Okay, everyone. So, guys, is there any question you have about maybe one specific activity, something like a concrete question you may have in relation to the activity? You can ask me about any number 1, number 2, number 3, whatever. No, was clear.
As far as 5 points.
Sorry, Miller, can you repeat?
Yes, teacher. The 5 points. The
Ah,
sentences. I miss the bus, and then I miss their plane as well. Well, this is how I choose.
you put I missed in this one, yes? And in this one, you chose this one. Is that correct?
Yes, it's yes. The answer is wrong, but
this
I
was your
can
choice.
I choose first when the perfect sentence, perfect tense, and the second
like
one
this.
is past. I put past, but it's wrong.
Okay, so what happens here? In the first one is simple past and simple past because I'm saying one activity that happened first and then another one that happened immediately after or some moments later. Yes, as I am telling the consequence of situations, it's not present perfect because I'm just telling the situation isolated in a like just the isolated situation. I missed the bus and then I missed the airplane. Like I missed the two things. This happened first, this happened then. Yeah. In this one, it will be present perfect because of the second one. I mean, there is something, a disclaimer I need to make, but I will give it in a moment. In this one, I am saying the consequence. Yes, I'm saying this situation happened, so I'm going to be late. Yes, as I am saying a consequence in the present, or well, in this case, in the future, it means that this situation has, yes, has a
Tense and perfect.
consequence. Yes, has a consequence in the present. The consequence is that in the future, I'm gonna be late. Yeah. So mainly I use present perfect because there is a connection between this situation in the past and a place where I had to be. Yeah. So I say, I've missed the bus, so I'm going to be late. Like this situation has happened, and now this situation is going to affect my present and my future. In the first one, it doesn't have, or it doesn't give that sensation of maybe a direct situation in the present or a direct situation that continues in the future. Did I make
Sure,
myself
I got it.
okay?
I got it. I
Good,
got it.
good, good.
Thank you.
Nice.
The- I have a question about the platform.
Ah, no,
I
that
would
at the
like.
end, Miller, at the end. Okay, the platform at the end. Okay,
Okay.
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 Sophia.
Okay, teacher. And in the case or has is the same is because there is a consequence, same or is different?
Yes, because it has a consequence. There is a connection in the
Okay.
present. Like I am showing that there is a direct situation impacted in the present by that situation in the past.
Okay, thank you.
My pleasure. Any other question, guys?
Teacher, the number 4, please. For me, it's difficult to, I don't know why my Zoom is impossible to levantar la mano.
To raise hand.
Yeah,
Raise
raise
the
hand.
hand.
It's
Raise
not,
my
it's
hand.
not, no do the function.
Okay, don't worry.
I have a mistake in 4, but I don't remember what the 2 words.
Okay, so the correct one is I've played hockey since I was a child. Yes. This since it's a key phrase to connect the present to the past. This since shows that I continue the situation in the present. That's it. That's why it's present perfect. In this one, yes, it's talking about something that did in the past and something and that situation was not to that the situation, no, that person didn't like that situation. Yes, in this one is much suitable to use past simple because the situation doesn't happen now, and she said like, yeah, she played but she didn't like it. Yes, like in the present it doesn't have any repercussion, any consequence, anything. In the first one, just because I'm using since, yes, que es el desde, since, it shows that it continue happening now.
Because the verb died.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Any other question, guys? Okay, so let's go to a final speaking moment, like to interact and talk about the issues that we were discussing, but to have like more clarity in regards to this situation. Okay, so number one, we are going to again, yes, to go over the first things that you discussed with your partners in breakout rooms. Only that this time, you are going to talk in relation to the field of gastronomy and tourism. Okay, so you are going to select two things from the list that you have already done. Something that you say, yes, I have already done this in that field, and one that you haven't done yet. If maybe your case is that you haven't done any of this, so you only select one that you haven't done. Okay, the importance is that you apply present perfect for one or the other. So For the ideas or for the situations that you have already done, yes, you are going to use the conversation model number one. So for example, in my case, guys, I have already followed my career path, maybe my first career path. In fact, I started like 10 years ago working as a teacher, and that is the path that I have followed. Yes, that's what I tell my partner. Now I'm going to say something that I haven't done. Yes, so I say, okay, I haven't um, hired, yes, employees, yeah, contratar, hired employees because I haven't had a business or I haven't been a boss. So I didn't, or I wasn't part of a process like this. That's it. So first, I say one thing from this that I have done, recycling present perfect, telling my experience in simple past, telling the situation, sorry, and then I select one that I haven't done in the past. Okay, something that I say, no, I haven't done it yet, but I plan to do it in the future. Maybe, yes. Or you might say, no, I don't plan to do it because I actually to me it's not interesting or it's not appealing to me. Guys, questions. Important. Everything towards the gastronomy and tourism area. Okay. So I'm gonna send you to breakout rooms. Again, this one is gonna be in person. Esperanza.
Teacher, I think that I tired of thinking in English
Okay,
because I
why?
didn't understand the instruction.
No? Okay, so you are going to see the list, Esperanza, and you are going to select two things that you have done in relation to gastronomy and tourism. Dos cosas que ya has hecho en relación a gastronomía y turismo. Okay? Two things. And you are going to use this conversation model here to talk about those two things. Then you are going to find one that you haven't done. Una que no hayas hecho, one that you haven't done. Yes? And you are going to say, use this conversation model for the one that you haven't done para de esta lista que no has hecho en el sector. Yes? And if you plan to do it or if you don't plan to do it. That's the test. Is it clearer now? Maybe? Esperanza? Yeah, better?
Yes, thank you.
Nice, excellent. Good. Guys, I'm gonna send you now to breakout rooms. We discuss, yes, you pay attention to your partners, and we're going to take for this activity the time that is here. Let's go.
Carolina, no, I don't listen to you. Oh, I fine. I'm tired of thinking in English.
Guys, if you forgot to take this screenshot, please take it now.
I think that it is not convenient translation. It's better think in English all time. Mhm. Okay. Mhm. Okay. Hi, Esteban.
Hello, Esperanza. Hello, Carolina. Nice to meet you.
Okay,
And
Vicky. Vicky,
I'm a
I
little
listen
tired.
to you.
Yes, I know, I understand uh, something else, but I listening.
In- intentémoslo. ¿Cómo se dice? How do you say in English intentémoslo? Try,
Trying,
yes.
try.
But
Is waitress, waitress.
no, I didn't apply a job for the in the gastronomic because I prefer the tourist area. I like the photography. I like the um, walking the mountain, for example. I prefer uh, I prefer to work in the tourism. Mm, I but I excuse me, excuse me. Um I haven't the guide tourist because I study in the National University too. I I like the tourists because I have um, a friend that she has a tourist entrepreneurship, and I increase the tourists by by without study. Excuse me? Yes, like a whole. But in the future, I hope to work in the tourists in the next year, for example. However, I plan to work in the tourists in the next year, for example, or or in the in end of this year, in December, in November. Yes, yes, in the November, December, January, no? Mm.
You the link, okay, the about the for you to practice the verbs, no, for you to see how many verbs you know and the verbs that you need to practice in past. Yes, this is important, so I will send you in a moment. But guys, before closing, I need to tell you something so you don't forget. Tomorrow you have the workshop. Tienen el taller tomorrow. Yes. Remember that that is mandatory as well. And it's the same schedule than this class, of this class. Yes. It's at 10 a.m. So don't forget tomorrow you have to be there. There are two options. Number one, option number one. Wait a minute. Let me share a screen. Here. Option number one. You can enter to your Q10, yes. On the left side, you are going to see many links, yes. But you can scroll down, and here you are going to see the soft and employability skills workshops, yes. Here in the first part, you have the link to join the workshop, okay. So you can enter and join it there and use that link. However, here I'm going to send you the link, so save it, okay, guys, save the link. If you forget, or if maybe we finish the class and you don't have the link, or you forget about the link, remember Q10 Soft and Employability Skills Workshop link, como les enseñé la vez pasada que entraban, académico, educación virtual, cursos virtuales, ¿ok? Y ahí está el link. El link siempre está disponible, o sea, va a ser un link permanente, no lo van a cambiar por clase a clase, es ese, all right? And that's it. Carolina. De pronto es por lo que el taller es mañana, pero igualmente, ¿cómo así un candadito? No entiendo. En esta cosita gris.
Está bloqueado.
Ah, sí, de pronto es por lo que es mañana. Pero entonces, en caso tal, ahí, igual se los envié por aquí, ahí por el chat, para que de pronto guarden el link o lo tengan por ahí en una notica o algo, para que, pues por si de pronto se les olvida, como están a punto de empezar y dicen, ay, ¿cómo es que era el link? ¿Dónde es que me meto? ¿Cómo hago? Ahí inmediatamente de pronto ya lo tienen guardado y no se demoran en entrar. Recuerden, 10 de la mañana, ¿ok? 10 a.m. Mañana sería. Tienen que entregar una una pequeña tarea con respecto a ese taller. Entonces, ahí mismo debajo aparece el espacio donde pueden subir esas tareas que les dejan. ¿Ok? Jason,
Esa tarea es para
Esto fue
mañana.
una pregunta, es que
dime.
mañana es viernes y nos habían dicho que los viernes era capacitación, algo así.
Por eso, ese
El
es de esto que
taller.
les estoy diciendo.
Ah, es de esto. Ok,
Es eso exactamente es lo que les estoy diciendo de ese taller. Entonces,
gracias.
o sea, no se unen a esta clase mía, no, sino se unen a ese link que les envié, que es el que encuentran en QDS. ¿Vale? Entonces, mañana es justamente ese taller. ¿Listo? Para que no se confundan y de pronto entren a mi clase. ¿Yes? No, se va a demorar. Sí, toca esperar. Por ahora toca esperar.
Profe, o sea que hoy dejas homework.
Sorry, can you repeat?
O sea que hoy dejas tarea, profe. Sobre
Yes,
lluvia.
absolutely.
Pero no es sobre el book, porque aún no
No,
está. Ah, ok, ya te entendí.
no. It's not about the book. Esteban,
Teacher, discúlpame si ya lo explicaste, pero no sé, no creo que no lo alcancé a entender. Entramos a este link en cualquier momento del día.
no, solo
Debe
a
ser a
las
la
10 de la
hora.
mañana. Sí, a la misma hora de la clase es el taller.
Ok, gracias.
Ujú. Cristian, tú tienes preguntas, sí, Cristian.
Bueno, profe, bueno, entiendo que tenemos la tarea es como el listado de los verbos, ¿cierto? Pero yo tengo un
Bueno,
problema, profesor.
no es tarea para la próxima clase, sino es practicarlos. Ah, de hecho no se los he
Ok,
enviado.
ok. Profesora, yo tengo prácticamente que tomar todo mi curso por el teléfono. Resulta que no sé por qué no puedo como compartir y editar en Excel, que la pestañita esta, entonces tú sabes si es porque es en un Android o toca solo en computador, porque he intentado de mil maneras y no me da.
No, pues si te tocaría en un computador, pues tendrías que descargar la aplicación a ver si te sirve, ¿sí?
Ok,
Pero, pues por ahora sería, o sea, sería la aplicación la única opción. Em, esperen, first
bueno,
practice.
yo voy a tratar y si algo te envío un correo, bueno,
Ok. Guys, before you go,
gracias.
necesito tomar el pantallazo. Esperen, casi se me olvida. Entonces, por favor, prenda la cámara, estén quietos y lo voy a tomar ya. One, two, three. Ok, ready. Guys, any other question? Okay, so I'm going there. Guys, remember I told you that we have to do a project. Vamos a hacer un proyecto, ¿cierto? The idea is that we are going to emulate, yes, a job application. Vamos a simular una aplicación, yes, para un trabajo. And you are going to create a video for that, all right? So how are you going to do it? The idea is to think about, I mean, that you think of a possible application in a possible job that you would like to have. All right. So you can think about chef, waiter, hotel manager, like something that you want to do. And the idea is that you present or you are able to present to I forgot, like to I now I lost it, to a job, the job that you desire. Okay, so the first step that you are going to do is to think about the possible position that you would like in the future. Number one. Number two, I want you to think about the skills that you think you need for that position and what are the job interests. Yes, what it's like the importance of the job, or what are the things that that job that matters in that job. Yes, like what are the areas that maybe you can have or that you can think of in relation to that job. Okay, this is just like the brainstorm, the first part, like, oh, teacher, possibly I would like to this and this. Remember that this area is not only hotels, but we can also be referring to cruceros, yes, like things like that. So start thinking about the possible positions in that area. Once you are ready with this information, guys, when you know your position, you know everything, you are going to upload this on Q10. Where? Left side on the screen, en la parte izquierda de la pantalla. You go to Project Work, Assignment 1, and here it's where you are going to send or upload the information, okay? Here you upload like, hey, this is my desirable position, yes. I am going to leave the step number 1. Les voy a dejar lo que deben subir aquí para que una vez entren acá sepan cómo lo deben subir y en qué espacio lo deben subir, ¿ok? Christian, question. O ya te respondí tu pregunta. Ya, Nicolás, question.
Sure, is like a leading role.
No, more like a job application in video. Yes, you have to
Okay,
record
okay.
a video applying for an imaginary job. But what I want to give you are the skills and the way to communicate effectively, to have like or to deliver a good presentation of you. Okay, so you are able to record a video where you can introduce yourself, talk about your abilities, your experience, but obviously we are going to be building part by part. Yes, that part. So the only important thing is that you think about the position. Yes, su posición, your position, the job that you want to apply to, and the initial skills that you need, and the job interests in that area. Alrighty, and that you upload it to Q10. Okay. And guys, that is to be delivered next week. And please take a screenshot. This is the class preparation. Okay. Esto es aparte, recuerden, esta es la preparación de clase para el martes. Lo de los verbos es para que practiquen y se los empiecen a aprender. Y yo les dejo práctica del tema que vimos hoy. Okay. That will be it. Guys, any question before we finish? En Q10. ¿Listo? En la parte
Teacher,
izquierda. Yes.
For what date is the video?
No, the video is at the end of the cycle. It's more or less
Ah,
like
okay, okay.
for
Thank you.
November, more or less.
The word is that take week 1. Yes?
Yes, this is just week 1, exactly. Assignment
Okay.
week 1. Here is where you can upload it. Ahorita los empiezo a abrir. Ahorita los empiezo a abrir. No, gracias por decirlo. No me acordaba de eso, pero ya lo hago. Ok.
Teacher, una
Ay,
pregunta en español.
dime.
Discúlpame, la lección de lo que vimos hoy para repasarla, ¿la encontramos también en el Q10, las presentaciones?
Sí.
Ok.
Thanks,
teacher.
Teacher,
Ya.
usted dijo que compartió por el chat el link para la clase de mañana.
No. Ah, sí, el que hice Zoom.
Es que no, a mí no me aparece porque tuve ahorita un problema con el chat, entonces a ver si
Ya
lo
lo
puede volver
reenvío.
a
Sí, señor.
porfa.
Acá está.
Thanks.
Okay. Guys, See you next week. Hope you have a great time. If you had any issue, my email, you can contact me. Or you can. Guys, take
Thank
care.
you,
Have a nice
teacher.
Thank you,
day.
teacher.
Bye-bye. Take care. Bye-bye.